Alright, the script is finally done in this paper that I was totally typing up for real. Well, anyway, all I gotta do is call up my man Shades and let's get this collaboration started, shall we? Shades, my man! What's up, you ready? Shades? Huh. That's weird. Usually he shows up. Okay, he probably wants something. Well, there's only one way to actually get his attention. Shades, I have the brand new blowjob on a hole. It's the latest model and I know it's your favorite. Yo! Where the hell is he? Oh, what? He went to Japan? And more importantly, he went to Japan without me. Yeah, I see how it is. You tricked me. You called me up, you being like, oh yeah, let's be friends, let's do a collaboration. I'm like, sure, buddy, let's do it. Only for you to screw off to Japan and then leave me with all the work. Oh, great. That's just awesome. Deceived again. Oh, great. And he sent me a cute little postcard as well. Not only that, but for some reason, he also sent me a picture of an ostrich, and it just says, haha, look at this stupid fucking chicken. Why would you send me that? What? Like, what? No, I'm not gonna laugh. I'm still mad at you. I'm gonna get my revenge on you somehow. Okay, I just came up with an idea. I know how to do this. Just hold on a little bit. I'm gonna do some typing that's totally real and not scripted. Ta-da! Almost like magic, and just like that, I am inside Shade's channel, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, I will take all of your viewers, and I will persuade them to come over to my side at youtube.com/user/TheHatPerson/subscribe. But don't think you're gonna get a bum deal out of this. This may come as a shock, but I too also like to talk about games with sexy covers. And I also talk about games that don't, so there we go. I am diversifying my revenue, so to speak. I am also the co-host of a podcast on iTunes called the Ecchicast, where we talk about sexy animes and ecchi manga and, you know, obviously sexy perverted video games and all that kind of stuff. That's where most of the pervertedness comes from. Once a week, every Saturday on YouTube and every Thursday on iTunes. That, and I also play a lot of Samurai Kagura on my channel, so if you go and follow me, you'll probably feel right at home. But I'm gonna keep the shameless plugging until the very end. For now, let's actually begin with the video that I originally had intended before somebody decided to not show up. So there are a lot of video games out there in the world, too many to count. You'll probably die and not be able to play all the video games that you've ever wanted to play. Now, of course, a lot of those are very much perverted and ecchi and with all the hentai you could ever want, and most of them are not. However, the question is, what if they were? I think about those kinds of things very frequently, but then I also think about why I think those things very frequently, and then I get really depressed and I start to drink, but whatever. Look, the point of the matter is that with those thoughts in my mind, I decided to compile a very short list of 5 games that are typically not ecchi at all, but then I will pervify them. That's not a word. I will ecchify them. That is also not a word, but I will stick with that one either way. Now brace yourself, get ready, and make sure to keep both hands on the keyboard as we take all of these non-ecchi games and corrupt them and have them all gone sexual like all those fake YouTube pranks you see so frequently. And here we go, number 5. If there is any kind of game series out there that has a ton of fan service, especially with the most recent games that have been coming out, it would totally have to be Pokemon. I mean, I've never gone to any kind of internet forum or like Tumblr feed or Twitter feed without seeing at least 1 or 2 sexy Misties, whether it's animated or in cosplay or what have you. The Pokemon girls somehow seem to be the subject of a lot of Rule 34 out there. And that is especially so with the most recent Pokemon Sun and Moon, where pretty much every single girl in it is hot as hell. Seriously, like, I'm amazed. And so that made me think, maybe we can do something a little bit deeper with Pokemon, rather than just catching monsters, fighting Team Rocket or Team Magma or whoever, and then just win the game. Well, I think there should be some more stuff to it, especially on the story aspect, trying to make it a little bit more intimate, a little bit more personal, kind of like Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5, where it's all about collaborating with people, talking with people, getting to know them a little better, and get them to like you with the social link stuff. And I think there'd be something really cool if they integrated that social link system from the Persona games and then bring them over from Pokemon. There's always a lot of characters that you end up talking to anyway. How about you can choose your gender, are you a boy or a girl, and then they'll ask you a second question like, who do you like? Do you like boys or girls? And then the game will manipulate itself to be able to give you either a bunch of girls or a bunch of guys that you can romance as you progress through your adventure. There might be some side quests where you can hang out with somebody, and the more you learn about their personality, they'll be like, okay, so this girl likes water types. So maybe if you catch a water type Pokemon and you bring it back and you give it to her as a gift, it'll be like, oh man, I love you now. Social link up. You can have one of those evil teams like Team Skull, Team Magma, and whatever, and you can team up with another person, fight against them together, and again, social link goes up. And of course, eventually, everything will reach its highest point. You will romance that person, and if you're thinking about it in 18 plus terms like I am, then they'll you know, do some Pokemon training of their own that I can't go into right now. It would certainly make all that God of War hentai make a hell of a lot more sense. But there you go, it's a simple idea, but I think it would be fairly effective to, instead of having this very broad strokes, very generalized, very repetitive story the Pokemon has always had of, you know, having a tight bond with your Pokemon, loving them, and they're your friends, and if you try your best and have friends, you will do anything, you know, the typical anime storyline of the power of friendship and whatnot. Instead, have it be a little bit more intimate, have it be more about the individual characters, either, you know, the female-focused characters or the male-focused characters, you know, give them their own little personality, their story, their reasons to be a Pokemon trainer, and of course, have a lot of fan servicey bits, be able to stick around with them for much longer, and be able to appeal with them, catch Pokemon for them, fight with them, and do all of these things that'll make all of these beautiful girls from Sun and Moon love you. Seriously, Lily, that's all I can say. Lily. Number 4. I don't know if this technically counts because it was originally a manga, then an anime, but there are a lot of video games for this series as well, and it's Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z specifically. I always loved the ladies in Dragon Ball Z, whether it's, you know, Bulma, or Launch, or Android 18, or that Zanya lady from that non-canon movie. Yeah, she was pretty hot as well. I love the ladies. I love seeing them kick some ass in Dragon Ball Z, and for a series as big as that one, I'm surprised that most of it is kind of a sausage fest. I would love to see more female characters kick ass in Dragon Ball Z. Of course, you have Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 where you can create your own character, and there's a lot, I think, way too much sexy fan service for that female Majin Buu character, but hey, it counts. It's a brand new addition. That's something new. Also, for God's sakes, we need female Super Saiyans all up in this. Also, we need female Super Saiyans all up in this. It's been way too long. We need that. And my basis for this is that we have seen a lot of fighting games that have an all-female cast or have a very big focus on a female cast, like, you know, Arcana Heart or even Samurai Kagura. It's a brawler, but it still has a lot of fighting in it. It still kind of counts. And you also have Dead or Alive, where there are guys in Dead or Alive, but pretty sure that the focus is almost entirely on the ladies. So I would like something similar to that, one that, you know, focuses on having, you know, more female characters, and have a fighting game similar to Budokai 3 or Budokai Tenkaichi, where you can A, customize your own character, and B, just have more female characters. I don't care if you make them up, you know, just give me some more. Give me some more ladies. I love Videl, Android 18, that's a given. I mean, I always go on the internet, and if you just type 18 and 34, those are two completely unrelated numbers that you never thought would actually mix in the way that you think. Also, there's a lot of fan service in Dragon Ball Z. Why not just take it to the next step? You got Bulma accidentally showing off her private parts to Master Roshi. You have all those moments where ladies with big boobs shows up, and that's, you know, super fan servicey. I mean, it just seems natural. They should probably just take a much more comedic approach and just go in there, go full ham on the ladies of Dragon Ball. They're good looking, they're strong, they can kick ass. Give me a customizable mode or whatever. Give me some more costumes, and I'm more than happy. Just do it. Go ahead. And of course, the typical Senran Kagura established clothes ripping animations, depending on how much damage you take. I think that'd be pretty good. Number 3. Oh my god. Oh man, Legend of Heroes Trials of Cold Steel possibly has one of the hottest girls in the entire game industry. Well, actually, it's no Samurai Kagura, but it has a look. it definitely has a look. It's so, every single girl that I turn to, with the exception of maybe like Margarita, but, you know, all of them are so beautiful and so hot, and geez, like, I just want to be with all of them. Laura, Alyssa, Emma, freaking Emma, Ferris, all of these characters, I just love them so much, both as characters and with the way that they look. They're just so distinctive. They all have incredibly short skirts. I love it. Just, you know, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm not gonna try and, like, you know, give you some idea for a game mechanic, trying to make it into an actual game, or, you know, I'm not gonna try and exaggerate it, you know, like I'm trying to be funny or something. No, like, I just want Trials of Cold Steel porn, you know, just... I want somebody to make some, like, really nice 3D models, like Source Filmmaker style, and then just have all the characters do it. Like, that's all I want. Like, seriously, like, I almost... I look at the hotness of the Trials of Cold Steel characters, and I look at it like a science experiment, you know? Like a scientific fact. The sky is blue, H2O, 2 plus 2 equals 4, and I'm like, yeah, totally. Yeah, the characters are hot as hell. I would love to do them virtually. And the way that I came to realize how beautiful they were is because I was streaming Trials of Cold Steel on Twitch. And if you follow me over at twitch.tv/TheHatPerson_9/Bambi/stream/games/gaming/cold steel/fanservice/microphone/subscribe, you'll be able to watch me play through some Cold Steel and pro out, just like how I'm doing right now. I got nothing else to say. I'm just here thinking about all the characters, and God, just give me my Cold Steel porn already. Number 2. The number 2 spot, I want to give it to Final Fantasy, and I don't know why this is not a no-brainer to a ton of people out there. The way that I would visualize a good Final Fantasy game featuring only girls, I guess the closest thing that they've come to that is Final Fantasy X-2, but, you know, aside from the combat, the rest of it is really not all that good. I'm imagining something more along the lines of Dissidia Final Fantasy, where it's kind of like an arena-based, you know, fighting game and stuff. I guess it would be more like Senran Kagura in that sense, where, you know, 2 girls are fighting, clothes ripping, naked animations, a lot of fan service with all of the girls from all across Final Fantasy. Or what you can do, and I think this might be a better idea, is to do something along the lines of Dead or Alive Extreme 3, where it's completely non-canon, all of it is totally fan servicey, full of sense of humor, you know, they don't really care about the canon or the story or anything like that. It's just girls prancing around in swimsuits. And so in that game, it's just a bunch of Dead or Alive girls, and no guys, obviously, and they're showing it off, photo mode and everything. But in this case, it would actually just be all of the Final Fantasy ladies instead. And there are a ton of hot Final Fantasy ladies. This seems like an incredibly easy way to make money. And on top of that, considering how Square Enix is the experts at making games look absolutely beautiful, I think this is a good step into the right direction. Use all of those beautiful graphics to make all the girls look even more beautiful, like in a beach or in different environments in different places all across the Final Fantasy world. Yeah, I mean, just have fun with it, you know, just grab all the ladies, put it in bikinis, and just go crazy. You know, you can top Dead or Alive Extreme 3 in that aspect. And besides, if Square Enix doesn't do it, then I can just go on Google and type Tifa Final Fantasy. Not even Rule 34, not even Tifa Hentai, just Tifa, and I will be happy. But, you know, things aren't really as good as the official at the end of the day. And who knows, if Square Enix doesn't do it, maybe somebody out there can open up a Kickstarter or something to be able to do it. And they can just fund a new project, a fan-made project. Similar to how you can fund my work over at patreon.com/thehatphone/orange/woman suffrage/ Bambi to the sequel/subscribe. And finally, we go with number 1. Anything made by Vanillaware. I don't care if it's Grim Grimoire or Odin Sphere or Dragon's Crown or that new game with like mechs or whatever. Dude, the art style for Vanillaware, it is absolutely fantastic. It's the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And even within those games, like in Muramasa Rebirth and stuff, they got their own fair share of fan service, though it is very brief and very scarce. What I would want is to see just a flat like a visual novel or like a dating game or something that focuses on the ladies, focuses on that fan service. Just create that art. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. Like even in Dragon's Crown, they've gotten in trouble because the sorceress and all those ladies are bad. Holy god, I think about about them, and I just want to go and play Dragon's Crown or Odin's Feet or whatever, just to be able to see ladies like Velvet, like the Sorceress, like Gwendolyn, like that girl, that Kitsune, that half deer, half animal, half lady. I don't know what her name is, but I want to see her so badly. And besides, a very good proof of concept for this would be a hentai company that makes flash animations called Tinklebell. And so those guys, even though they, the type of content they do is totally different from Vanillaware, the art style for those characters is oddly very similar to stuff that you would see on like Odin's Sphere and stuff like that. So, if you wanna, think about it in hypotheticals, then it's doable. Like that art style works for that sort of thing. And is very beautiful. It's very well animated, very well lit. And so if Vanillaware actually tried and actually wanted, not only could they make a good, sexy, ecchi game, with all of these characters, or brand new characters, but they would actually make a legitimately good story as well. Vanillaware never does anything half-assed. Everything that they do is absolutely fantastic, from the story to the visuals to the gameplay to everything. So, if they're gonna make a sexy game, they will definitely up the standards for everybody. They would even give Illusion a run for its money, I'm sure. And that's it. Those are the 5 games that I wanted to talk about. It was very brief, but fairly concise, I like to think. Obviously, we could talk about so many more games, and I actually have talked about other games before. If you follow me over at the Ecchicast on iTunes, then you're not gonna get 5, but actually 10 selections of Ecchified games that we will like. You got these 5 that I already mentioned, and then 5 from my co-host, so it should be a fun time for you guys to listen to it. And on top of that, screw what I think, I want to know what you guys think. I want you to write down in the comments, what games would you guys like to see a sexy version of? What game is there out there that is not necessarily an ecchi game or a hentai game or whatever, but you want to see it become that? And if you want, you can even offer an explanation of how it will work, not only as a hentai game, but like as an actual legitimate video game, like how I did with the Pokemon stuff or whatever. And there you go, nice, short, sweet, and concise is what I like to call that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I am, of course, TheHatPerson. Thank you very much, Shades, for giving me the time to fill in for you while you're out there in Japan, even though you didn't let me know about it, you bastard. And of course, if you're interested in what I'm doing, then you can go ahead and follow me on all of these different things. I got YouTube, I got Twitch, I got, Patreon. You can follow me everywhere. And, I like to talk about, similar games like these. I like to talk about, Samurai Kagura, and, I got the Echicast and blah, blah, so you're probably gonna feel right at home. And of course, you can give me all of your feedback. All of that is very well appreciated. And, yeah, my mind just blanked. I don't know how to finish the video. I'm sorry. Follow me on Twitter. On twitter.com/TheHatPerson/3s/bass guitar/BeanTheDynamite/Eggman/subscribe. This isn't real.